Alex, I'm going to be showing 6 Mexican teachers around the school next week. Tell me, how does this sound? Bienvenido a seis burros a la biblioteca.
Good, good. But you know, you just welcomed 6 donkeys to the library.
Well, I'll have to fix that. Senor Moore, since I'm going to be pretty busy with my Hispanic compadres, I would appreciate your taking over as coach of the academic team.
Fine, if you'll get me out of 2 weeks lunchroom duty.
You got it.
I knew it. Should have asked for 3.
Excuse me, Dr. Samuels, Mr. Freelick is here. The recruiter from Harvard. And he needs to know how long to schedule the interviews for the IHP kids.
15 minutes.
Alan, I hardly think that's enough time for all the interviews.
It's all the time I'll need. Once he meets me, he won't need to talk to anyone else.
You know what, Alan? One day that attitude of yours is gonna get you into a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Maybe, but today it's gonna get me into Harvard. I have to phone my mom and tell her the good news.
What good news? You haven't even met the guy yet.
No problem. He'll love me. I wouldn't go to Harvard if you begged me. Oh, yeah, sure. What, the whole place reeks of elitism, privilege, snobism, and materialism.
So where are you going?
Yale. The drama school, fools.
Jack, I feel as long as I'm in New York, it only makes sense to go for trout. Yeah, all right, I'll meet you in Roscoe, and then we'll fish the Beaver Kill.
Excuse me, could I use
Almost done. Yes? All right, I brought everything, including my new graphite rod. And no, you may not borrow it.
If you wouldn't mind, sir, I would like to use it.
All right, I'll bring an extra rod. I'll bring the Western Series Freestone, all right? Well, I should be out of here by about 2. Oh, they've got some very bright kids here. But you know Harvard, we only take the cream of the crop. Well, after this, I have to go to Bronx Science, and it's in the Bronx. Well, you have quite an impressive record here, Mr. Picard. You know, it's so refreshing to see someone who not only has a high IQ, but knows how to use it.
Well, I always like to say, you can have the finest Western Series Freestone rod, but if you don't know how to use it, what's the point?
You know the Western Series Freestone?
I wouldn't step into the Beaver Kill River without it.
You know the Beaver Kill?
Oh, if you know fly fishing, you know the Beaver Kill.
Yes, yeah.
Sir, can I be honest with you? Mm-hmm. All my life, I've wanted to go to Harvard. It's the best. There's nothing like it. Cambridge, the Coop, Harvard Yard, Eliot House. I've dreamed of it. But I have a confession to make. There's one other reason why I want to go to Harvard.
Yes?
I want to fish the upper Piscataquis River.
You know the Piscataquis?
Well, it's nothing I would put on my application form, but somehow I just felt I could tell you.
Tell me. Why, it's music to my ears. You remind me of the son I never had.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I've seen enough here. You're ready to go to Harvard.
I am?
Mm-hmm.
I am?
Yes. Now, this isn't our regular policy, but I'm going to recommend early admission. You could move on campus and start classes immediately.
Well, I'm speechless. I haven't felt this way since I caught my first walleye.
Well, glad to help you reel it in, son. I'll just speak to the admissions committee, and then you and I have a date with the Piscataquis River.
Alan, Harvard, congratulations. I'm sure you're going to be really happy there.
Well, thanks, Arvid. And I'm sure you'll be happy when you eventually get to Caltech.
What's wrong with Caltech?
Oh, nothing, nothing. You'll be comfortable there, you know, with your own sort.
My own sort?
Well, as for me, it's time to move on. I've accomplished all of my goals here. Except for one. You've just been kissed by a Harvard man.
You're about to get kneed by a high school girl.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Congratulations, Alan. You'll do very well at Harvard.
Tell me about it.
Okay, let's take our seats and get started, shall we?
Yo, man, this is a drag. I got plans.
Eric, you've got to live up to your responsibilities. Me, I'm moving on to bigger and better things. And you're my sub.
I'm not your sub, I'm the sub.
Okay, the sub. Happy? That is so childish. Mr. Moore, before we begin, there is something I would like to say.
Okay. Listen, everybody. Alan has something he wants to say.
Mr. Moore, members of the academic team, it is with a heavy heart and great reluctance that I, as your captain...
Alan, is this a resignation speech?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is.
We don't want to hear it.
Wait a minute. Let's let him finish.
Mr. Moore, we've had to listen to him resign from the debate team, resign from the newspaper.
And the student council.
He even made a speech when he turned in his bus pass.
I'm saying farewell to the people and places that are important to me.
So why are you bothering us? Just say goodbye to your accountant and your mirror.
Yeah, Alan, I mean, you're going to Harvard. Yippee! Who cares, man? Get lost. Take a hike.
Do I detect some envy here? Well, let's just clear the air right now.
Excuse me, Alan. I think the air is fairly clear.
You're right, Mr. Moore. I was merely going to very graciously hand over my position as captain of the academic team to Darlene. You know, Darlene, in a way, I envy you. I mean, here I am moving on to adulthood, and you'll still be enjoying the childlike simplicity of your wonder years.
Alan, that's a little patronizing.
Well, hey, I was trying to be gracious.
Well, you're failing miserably.
Et tu, Simone? That hurts. You know, I might as well tell you this now that it doesn't matter anymore. For many years, I had a major crush on you. I wrote you love poems I could never send. I kissed your picture in the yearbook. But then I began to agree with what Sarah and Darlene said about you. What? Your little Miss Goody Two-Shoes act was just a put-on. Know how I figured it out? You got the hots for Eric, Mr. Stud. Well, sure, I was jealous at first, but how could I be mad at Eric? He's a loser, but I love the guy.
Excuse me, loser?
I'm just saying you're probably not going to do well in life, but hey, it's okay. It's not a crime.
Alan,
Look at Dennis. He's great. Smart, funny, but there's something unattractive about him. I mean, he has to scrape the bottom of the barrel for friends, and he could only find one.
Oh, hey, you're talking about my best...
Arvid. It's not your fault. We're all to blame. I remember looking at you in junior high and saying to myself, my God, he's turning into a nerd. I didn't do anything to stop it. I just watched it happen, and I'm sorry.
Are you finished?
Yeah. Are you done?
Yes. As for you new kids, oh, I know Don't tell me. I know you're upset. It's only natural. Didn't get a chance to know me. Anyway, where was I?
Alan.
Oh.
Could we step over here for a moment?
I wasn't finished with my resignation speech.
No, you are finished, believe me. If I could offer you just a couple of words of advice.
Mr. Moore, now that I'm leaving, it's given me a certain perspective. Now, don't take this the wrong way, but I've noticed your advice sometimes creates more problems than it solves.
Is there a wrong way to take that?
I'm just suggesting that you're too involved in your students' lives. I mean, they're growing up, so let them. Hey, just one man's opinion. Think about it.
Oh, Alan! Good, I found you. Listen, Dr. Samuels wants to see you in his office right away.
That Harold. He probably wants to say goodbye and give me another hug. I hope he doesn't cry again. Thanks, dear.
Dear?
Pasa por aquí, amigo. I'm afraid I've just received some very bad news.
Sir?
There's a problem with your going to Harvard.
What?
There's been a freak accident.
Harvard blew up?
Now, Mr. Freelick, he's dead. Hasta la vista. It's true. He was fishing in the Beaver Kills, fell off a rock, and ay caramba!
That's terrible.
Yeah, he never got a chance to tell Harvard of his desire to get you in.
Didn't he leave a will?
You don't comprendo. The man drowned this morning. He's still wet.
This is totally unfair. Wait a minute. What about Mrs. Freelick?
What about her?
Well, I'm sure she'd want to honor her husband's last wish.
His last wish was probably for a life jacket.
Okay, question 1, biology. Name the phylum of animals with a two-valved shell.
Mr. Moore, what is Alan doing here?
Yeah, what is he doing?
It's a good question. Why not ask him?
What are you doing here?
Well, I've just been rethinking a few things I said in my resignation speech.
Go suck a tomato, Alan.
I deserve that. Can I be honest?
Oh, no, not again. Once a lifetime's enough.
Please? I got carried away with Harvard. Simone, I'm sorry I called you a goody two-shoes. And Sarah and Darlene, I'm sorry I got you in trouble with Simone. I didn't mean to single you out. Everybody says that about her. And Eric, when I called you a loser, I meant only in this class, but compared to the rest of the world, you're a winner. And Arvid, are you any more of a social outcast than moi? I don't think so. It was just my infantile need to put someone else down to make myself feel better. Surely, Dennis, you can understand that. I'm sorry. This isn't coming out right. I'm usually the most articulate one in the class. I guess humility isn't my forte. What am I trying to say here?
I think you're trying to say you're sorry.
Well, that's it. I'm trying to apologize to everyone. All of that stuff I said, I didn't mean it.
Oh, come on, Senator. You said it, we heard it, you meant it. Forget about it.
Yeah, Alan, why should we forgive you? It's not like you're going to be around here much longer anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
Elia, I guess I'm in the way here. Mr. Moore, I hope you know I regret what I said to you.
I know, Alan. Thank you. Nice torpedo job on Alan.
Oh, come on, Mr. Moore. Are you forgetting what he dropped on all of us?
He just walked back in here. He was eating a Jumbo Crow sandwich.
Yeah, I'd like to know what that nice act was all about.
Yeah, come on, Mr. Moore. He was obviously patronizing us.
Maybe he would like to leave Fillmore feeling that you're still friends.
Alan said some things that you can't excuse.
Like things that you said to Alex when you thought he stole your ring? I mean, we've all said things that we regret. It's just that Alan elevates it to an art form. I think his apologies were sincere. I mean, is this really the way you want to send him off to Harvard?
No. We'd rather slap some stamps on his forehead and stuff him in a mailbox.
Come on, come on. Think about how far you've come together. Think about all of the experiences that you've shared with Alan. Think about what he's meant in your life. Okay. In spite of that, couldn't you be nice to him?
Senior Moore, just the man I wanted to see. How is Alan taking this whole Harvard thing?
Well, at first, he was really excited about going, and now everyone else is really excited about him going.
Where's he going?
Harvard.
Is he going up for El Funerale?
What El Funerale?
Didn't Alan tell you? Mr. Freelick died.
Taking with him Alan's chances for an early admission.
El Caputo.
Morning, Alan.
Hi.
Listen, you got a minute before class?
Sure. Got all the time in the world.
I guess that's true, since Mr. Freelick sleeps with the fishes.
You know.
Yeah, sorry.
How am I going to tell everybody I'm not going to Harvard?
I don't know. I'm glad I'm not you.
Well, I was planning on waiting until I get back into everybody's good graces and then tell them.
Well, the longer you wait, the harder that's going to be.
I promise. The moment they start to like me again, I'll tell them.
You have a plan B?
You're right. It's time to face the music.
Yeah.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny.
Me? A jolly good fellow?
Yeah, likable, too.
Alan, we want you to know that we forgive you.
And we'll miss you.
Yeah.
Well,
We've even brought you gifts.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not gifts, too.
That's what I said, but they wouldn't listen to me.
Next week, you'll be looking out over Harvard Square, and maybe these gifts will help you to remember us.
Alan, here's a sweater for those cold Harvard nights.
And here's a scarf for those cold Harvard days.
I got you a mug for all those cold Harvard beer fests.
Here's 5 of the 20 I owe you.
And here's an umbrella that somebody gave me, but I didn't like it.
Hey, I made you a Dan Quayle paperweight out of clay. But be careful, the foot in its mouth isn't dry yet.
Alan, I couldn't think of anything clever to give you, so I thought you might like this. It's the picture that Dr. Samuels took of us at the beginning of the semester. Wow, who would have thought then that one of us would be leaving so soon? We're all gonna miss you, Alan.
Yeah.
I would say they are really liking you now.
I'm sorry. I'm getting a little misty here. But friendships like yours mean everything to me.
Don't worry, Alan. You'll make all new friends when you get to Harvard.
Yeah, Harvard. I'll never find friends like you at Harvard.
Oh, sure you will.
Wow, they really like you.
No, this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Well, I've just realized with all of the love here in this room, I can't leave now. Harvard can wait. I'm gonna stay right here with all of you.
Alan, getting a few gifts is not a reason to pass up Harvard.
Yeah, it's really not, Alan.
Okay, the real reason I'm not going to Harvard on early admission is, I've got a lot of maturing to do. Okay? The main reason is Mr. Freelich died. What? He drowned in a fishing accident before he could make the arrangements. I was afraid to tell you because I thought you'd hate me. I should have known better. I trash you guys and you throw me a party. You're the greatest. And so, I guess in a way I was driving the wrong way down the road of friendship.
Thank you, Alan. I guess that wraps it up, huh? Well, I'd just like to say that when I was your age, we didn't get quite so crazy about going to college.
I guess we all overreacted a little.
Yeah.
Of course, eventually Alan is going to go to college.
Harvard. And I could use those gifts.
And then I went into the operating theater and I viewed the liver being transplanted. I'm telling you, Darlene, this was the most incredible experience of my life.
Sarah, I think you're overdoing the research for this biology paper.
Oh, no. I'm not just doing it for the paper anymore. I'm gonna be a surgeon. Oh, Darlene, if only you'd been there. It was beautiful. The way he lifted up the spleen in order to clamp off the artery.
I guess you had to be there, Sarah.
Oh, you wanna see some pictures?
Darlene, you are such a wimp. I mean, it's just a picture of a... Excuse me, I have to use the bathroom.
How do I mate thee? Let me count the ways. Check.
Oh,
nice.
Okay. Computer says rook takes queen. Nice try, Harvey, but nobody beats the Chess Monster program.
Well, you just met Nobody. Chess monster, consider yourself check. Mated.
Man. Not bad, Arvid. Why can't you play that way for Coach Teresh?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a chess monster.
Well, I don't know what you're so scared of. You're the best player on the team.
Sure, he has a funny way of putting it. He calls me Jughead.
You just beat a computer.
You play chess, Mr. Moore?
Oh, no, I know the basic moves, but that's really about all.
Mr. Moore, why don't you and Arvid play a game?
Oh, no, he'd clobber me. I mean, it wouldn't be any fun at all for Arvid.
Who cares? It'd be fun for us.
Yeah. Okay, Arvid, I'll meet you here come lunch hour. Okay, take your seats. And it's interesting, you know, I've been developing this theory about the Russian passion for chess, how it affects their political strategy. So maybe we could talk about that for this class period. And I think we will, since I'm in charge.
You guys, who's winning? Arvid! Did you dismember him yet?
Come on, Janice. This is just a friendly game.
Mm-hmm. Sure it is, Arvid. Okay, everybody, the blended point spread is Mr. Moore plus a knight and 2 pawns. Do I have any takers?
No way. No, right, Dennis. Are you kidding? Arvid can't lose.
Okay.
Check.
Check? Weren't you supposed to say that, Arvid?
What's the matter, Arvid? I mean,
Hey, come on, guys. It's easily blocked.
Come on, Arvid. You want to move sometime this semester? Just relax and focus on it.
Check. Wow, you trapped my queen. I resign.
I don't believe it. He lost.
Great, Arvid. That was really impressive. Thanks.
Come on, let's get out of here. Hey, I think there's a belching contest in the cafeteria. Anybody want to watch?
Sure.
You okay?
You crushed me.
You are upset.
No. There's no shame in losing to someone who's a truly brilliant chess player.
Not a brilliant chess player, Arvid. I happen to be reading a book on chess, and I memorized a classic trap, and that's really all that I know how to do.
You know, 3 months ago, I would have seen that knight 4 coming from across the room.
So what's different now?
I don't know. I just choke.
What's that like?
Well, it's like I hear this voice inside of me going, maybe that's the wrong move. And before you know it, I'm losing to guys like you. I'm sorry, Mr. Moore. I didn't.
It's okay, I understand. Have you thought about discussing this with Mr. Teresh?
Mr. Teresh, I've tried, but whenever I do, I just choke.
Mr. Moore! Mr. Moore, I challenged Coach Teresh to a chess match for you.
What?
I had to do it, Mr. Moore. It was a question of honor.
Dennis, you don't have any honor.
No. All I did was tell him what a great chess player you were. The guy went berserk. I'm telling you, Mr. Moore, he wants you.
Well, I don't want him.
Well, you got him. I'm not backing out now.
No, I'm backing out. You're telling him.
Oh, come on, Mr. Moore. Please don't do this to me. You beat Arvid. Arvid's terrific. You can demolish Coach Teresh.
Dennis, you're overlooking one small factor. I don't know anything about chess.
You don't?
No.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Moore. You're going to make me look like an idiot.
I'm here to help, Dennis. Morning.
Hi.
Mr. Teresh, good. Dennis Blendon just mentioned some nonsense about us having a chess.
Nonsense? What's that supposed to mean? You're too good for me.
No, Frank. It means I'm not good enough. So let's just forget the whole thing, okay?
Wait, I recognize this. This is the old weenie gambit. Check it out before you even start the game. That's typical, Moore. Chess is not a beauty contest. It's not how pretty a game is. It's who wins. Chess is war. You understand that?
Yes, Chess Master.
Defeat does not exist for the Fillmore chess team, does it?
No, Chess Master.
All right. After the Blitz game, I'll announce the team for the match against Bronx Science. And remember, your opponent is your enemy, not your friend. Mr. Moore, you want something?
Word with you when you have a minute.
Fine. Stick around. Maybe you'll pick up a few pointers. Okay, team, what do we study here? Chess! And how do we play chess?
Strikers, drag hard, show no mercy.
All right, let's warm up with Rui Lopez. White, pawn to king 4, advance.
Pawn to king 4, advance.
I can't hear you!
Pawn to king 4, advance.
Black, pawn to king 4, advance.
Pawn to king 4, advance.
White, king knight to bishop 3, develop.
Knight to bishop 3, develop.
All right, all right. Blitz game, start your clocks at 5 minutes. Okay. Go! Engen, watch your queen side. Your flank is vulnerable. A double pawn is a dead pawn. Double your rooks. Invade the 7th rank. Engen, you try that against Bronx Science and you are shark bait.
Check.
Simone, what are you doing with the pawn? Seize the initiative. You got a back rank mate. Finish him off. Mercy is for girls.
I am a girl.
Not in here, you're not, mister.
I resign.
You what? Don't you ever say those words in front of these brave chess players.
She's gonna win in one move.
You got time on your clock. Pick up your king and move it, mister.
Checkmate.
All right. Let it go for the throat, Big Red. I want you to replace Engen on 4th board. How's that make you feel, Tiger?
I feel melancholy. Like the long withdrawing roar of the sea.
Say that again? No, don't.
I'm sorry, but I don't like the way you yelled at Arvid. I don't think I want to be on your chess team anymore. I know you hate the word, but I resign.
Well, that's too bad. She's got the talent, but she doesn't have the taste for blood.
Women.
Simone quit because of me.
Well, at least you're back to 4th board now.
All right, listen up. Here are the team assignments for the match. 1st board, Blunden. 2nd board, Lazzarato. 3rd board, Scarpese. 4th board, Lee.
Lee? Excuse me, sir. Wasn't I next in line?
You ride the pine, Engen.
Why?
Why? Because you are a loser.
Arvid.
All right, that's it. Hit the showers, you wood pushers. So, Mr. Moore, thought you backed out of the match. What are you here for, to back in?
What's the deal with you, Frank? I mean, ever since I came to Fillmore, all I get from you is a hard time. It's not really fair. I'm just doing my job.
Yeah, right. Your job.
What's that supposed to mean?
It's supposed to mean I'm the one with the master's degree. What are you? You're a substitute teacher, an out-of-work actor, spear carrier.
Okay, so you got a master's, I got a spear. What's your point?
Well, here's the point. You end up teaching the geniuses in the IHP, and I'm stuck with a class full of car thieves. Please, don't talk to me about fair, okay? I am twice the historian you are, and I happen to be an excellent teacher.
Well, since I've been witnessing your excellent teaching techniques, I've seen one of your students quit the chess club and another run from the room in tears.
Hey, if chess is too tough for him, let him join the football team. This is how I coach. And so far, it seems to be working. Fillmore always has a winning team.
Yeah? Well, right now, Arvid Engen does not look like a winner.
You know, I really love Simone sometimes. You know, sometimes I hate her.
Arvid?
Mr. Moore.
You all right?
Oh, you know, sometimes when I'm upset, I talk to my picture of Einstein here.
Well, I'm not a Nobel Prize winner, but if you want to talk to an actual human being, you can try me.
There's nothing to do, Mr. Moore. I'm all washed up in chess. Mr. Towers is right. I'm a loser.
Not from my side of the board.
Well, you saw. I got beaten by Simone, by a girl who wouldn't even hurt a fly. In fact, I saw her help one once. I can't do anything right.
Arvid, I don't really enjoy standing here listening to you put yourself down. You are good at a lot of things, and chess is just one of them.
Like what?
Well, you're an excellent mathematician.
Sure, the crowd goes wild when I calculate the area of a trapezoid.
Arvid, you're more than intellectual abilities.
That's true. I am a sharp dresser.
Yeah, you're certainly unique.
See, but that's not enough, Mr. Moore. Chess was the one way I could get people to notice me. And now Mr. Tarish has taken that away.
Maybe not. I'm going back in there. I'm going to challenge Mr. Tarish to a chess match.
Mr. Moore, that's crazy. You can't beat him.
I can win with your help.
Okay, Mr. Moore. I got the earphone all hooked up. You know, but I still don't think this whole thing's gonna work.
Ah, now come on, Arvid. Some confidence, huh?
Right. Confidence.
Okay. Dennis, how you doing?
I got bars. We're all set.
Okay, now you remember, anybody ask why you're videotaping, you just tell them it's for broadcast journalism class, right?
Right.
Okay. You are following the action here, you're monitoring it, you're transmitting all the right moves to me, okay?
Okay, I have confidence.
Good.
I have confidence this will never work. Mr. Moore, how about hand signals? Look, here's the chessboard. You have 8 rows and 8 columns. You use these 8 fingers. So, for instance, pawn to king 4 would be
Arvid, go white balance the HL79 and set the lights for 3200K.
I guess that would be simpler.
Well, if you're ready to go, Dennis, I guess I better get up to the match.
You know, I gotta tell you, I'm pretty shocked. I can't believe you're cheating.
I'm not cheating.
Mr. Moore, I'm Dennis Blunden. I know cheating. This is cheating. This is everything you've ever told me not to do, rolled into one big, beautiful scam.
Not true. I'm not doing this for money, and I'm going to tell Mr. Tarish what I did afterwards.
Well, then that would make it one big, beautiful, dumb scam.
True.
But what's really interesting is how a diseased liver can swell up. Imagine a gray Jell-O mold big enough to serve 12.
Okay. You want to be a surgeon, Sarah. Doesn't mean you have to make us all sick. This is all my fault. I mean, if I hadn't quit the chess team, none of this would have happened.
Come on, Simone. There's no reason for you to feel guilty. After Mr. Moore gets creamed, then you can feel guilty.
I don't know about this chess match, Miss Mira. Blood feud between teachers. It could get ugly.
Hey, Dr. Samuels, smile.
Let's get this thing over with.
Okay, Mr. Moore, let's try it out. If you can hear me, scratch your nose. Good, it works. Unless, of course, your nose is really itchy.
Mr. Tarish plays white.
It's gonna work.
Ready?
Yeah, I knew it. He's going for Rui Lopez, Mr. Moore. He wants an open game with lots of action. We play a closed game, the Caro-Can. He'll drive him up the wall, okay? Pawn to queen, bishop, 3.
Pawn to queen, bishop 3, you weenie. Come on in the center, Moore.
Okay, good. Pawn to queen, 4.
Oh, the Caro-Can defense. What do you think you are, Gary Kasparov?
No, I'm just Charlie Moore.
Pawn takes pawn.
Take the pawn?
Just talking to yourself, huh?
Okay, don't worry, Mr. Moore. I read Kasparov's book on the Caro-Can. Queen's bishop to bishop 4.
Have you read Kasparov's book on the Caro-Can? It's really fascinating. Bishop to bishop 4.
All right, Mr. Russian chess expert, probably a commie. Here we go. Down and dirty. A gambit variation.
I know this one.
Mr. Moore's up 2 pieces, but Tarish will never resign.
This is great. You're up 2 pieces. I mean, we're up 2. I'm up 2 pieces. I'm beating him, Mr. Moore. I am beating Coach Tarish.
It is you. Arvid?
Tammy.
What are you doing in
No,
there?
I'm just fixing the janitor's TV set. You see? There we go. Divorce court.
I love divorce court.
No, you don't. I mean, it's so depressing. I mean, it'll undo all the work we did in peer counseling.
You know, those were some of the nicest hours of my life. I always liked the way you really listened to me.
What's wrong with Mr. Moore? He's running out of time.
Well, I feel it's only fair to warn you. This knight is about to take this pawn, and he's done it.
Blunder. Teresh won his knight back.
Since you're not my peer counselor anymore, would you like to go out with me sometime?
Go out? Sure. All right.
Okay, this rook is taking this bishop.
Thank you.
So this bishop will take this pawn.
I love it when they die a slow death.
He's had it. I can't take the suspense.
You think you're nervous? Look at Arvid.
Rook to... No, knight to king's 8. Check.
All right, big deal. You checked me.
Queen to rook's 8. Check.
Now what?
He's got Mr. Moore's queen.
Rook to king's bishop 8. Checkmate.
What's going on here?
Well, what's going on is that Arvid just beat you at chess by playing through this transmitter, and I just moved the pieces.
Wait a minute. You beat me, Engen? That's impossible. You're a loser.
No, I'm not. I can play as well as anyone. As long as you didn't yell at me and intimidate me and hover over me like some vulture. I could be mistaken, Mr. Parrish.
No. Stand up for yourself. I like that. And I love that last night move. That was a killer. Yeah. Listen, Arvid, you need me to back off. I'll back off. Hell, I'll move to Jersey if it'll help you play a tournament like this.
Does this mean I'm back on 4th board?
No. You're on first board.
Thank you, chess master.
Listen, Frank, I'm glad we're getting this straightened out.
Yeah, straightened out? What, are you trying to be funny? You humiliated me.
Well, it's maybe just a pointer I took from you.
What are you driving at?
Well, I didn't set out to humiliate you, Frank, but as long as you feel that's what I did, perhaps you can imagine how Arvid feels when you yell at him.
Hey, lots of kids respond to the way I coach.
Well, lots of them don't. Now, how many kids in your chess club have dropped out?
Okay, Mr. Chips, you tell me how you get the kids to pay attention, to do their best.
Well, you know, some of them are more sensitive than others, so you gotta understand each one as an individual.
Sensitivity, huh?
Yeah.
Well, you might be right. Well, if it works for a chump like you, it's worth a shot.
I'm glad we see eye to eye on this, Frank. And thank you, Dr. Samuels, for spearheading this explosion of intra-faculty support.
So, are you and Mr. Teresh friends now?
Well, I don't know that I would call us friends, but I think we're starting to clear the air. Dr. Samuels, could I ask you a question? Why did you choose me rather than Frank Teresh to teach the IHP class?
Well, how can I say this without giving you a swelled head? The truth is because you're less of a jerk than he is. There, I said it.
Actually, Dr. Samuels, it's probably the nicest thing you've ever said about me.
Arvin, have you decided what elective you're going to take this semester?
Yep, triangular matrix equations.
No, you're not. Arvin, the purpose of an elective is to delve into a new and totally unknown field.
Yeah?
So, what's that unknown field into which we've always wanted to delve?
What? Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, Dennis. I don't think that's on the course list.
No, but home ec is.
What? Home ec? Why would we want to take that? It's for girls. Oh, right.
I'd just like to say that I think the Board of Education is being pretty darn reasonable. So let's stop all this gloomy Gus strike talk, huh? I mean, we don't have to have a raise, and I think we all can live with one little rollback. The important thing is we've got our health.
We better. Soon we won't have any health insurance, which is why we got to strike.
No, wait. I'm sorry, but as your elected union rep, before I go to the negotiating committee and say that this chapter wants to strike, I think that we should investigate some alternatives that are a little less disruptive.
Right. How about a sternly worded letter to the Times?
I was thinking more of a work slowdown. Let's say that we withhold all of our extracurricular activities. No more club supervision, no more tutoring. Dr. Samuels wants all this paperwork done, fine. We do it only during school hours.
Smarten up, Charlie. A work slowdown, we'll lose our jobs. We're going to be cashing in aluminum cans.
I think it's a great way of getting our ideas across. Let's do it, Charlie.
Wait, I got it. How about buttons that say unfair?
How about I take your face and move around?
No, Miss
Darlene, let's get together this week and study for the advanced placement history test.
Well, I don't think that's really going to be necessary, Maria. I mean, we're going to review all the material we've covered in history class. Yeah, I mean, we should be prepared just by listening to Mr. Moore. Exactly. Mr. Moore? Don't you want to get started?
Yes. Sorry, we've got a mountain of material to cover today.
Tell us about it. So, what's first?
First, how many people here drink milk with lunch at least twice a week? Show of hands, yeah.
This ought to be good. I can't wait to see how he ties it in with the Spanish-American War.
Okay, how many drink chocolate milk?
Mr. Moore, what does this have to do with history?
Nothing. This is a Student Nutrition Evaluation Report 629/R. So, how many of you eat the crackers that come with the soup?
Mr. Moore, we have that test next week to review for.
That's right. I'm sorry. I'd like to be able to help you, but the school board hasn't budged, so until that changes, we teachers are trying to complete all of our paperwork during school hours. So if I can finish this, well, maybe we'll have some time before the end of class.
Well, then we can get together after school for special tutoring.
That's a good idea.
No, we can no longer involve ourselves in extracurricular activities either.
But what about us? We have to do well on these tests. Our futures are on the line here.
Yeah, Mr. Moore.
Can't you bend the rules a little bit, Mr. Moore?
Yeah, just a little.
I would like to, believe me, but I gotta stand by my union.
Dennis, where's the rest of your lunch?
Very funny. This stuff's for home ec class. The teacher won't go to the market because of the work slowdown, so guess who gets picked to go to the food barn? Why do you have to buy the giant sizes of everything?
Because, ounce for ounce, they're cheaper.
Fine. Then you explain to the class what we're doing with a 5-pound tub of chutney.
I had a coupon. And besides, look, it came with a free Flintstone glass. I would be a fool to pass this up.
This is a nightmare.
Oh, come on, Dennis. At least you're getting to meet girls, right?
Oh, yeah, right. When they're not too busy yelling at me for overbeating my egg whites.
That's because you set your mixer on the puree setting.
Shut up. Oh, and on top of everything else, for our homework, we gotta bake something.
Oh, and Dennis, next time, make sure they double bag you.
What is the difference?
That's the difference.
Things get ugly, Miss Mira. Management may have to fill in for the teachers. So you'll be teaching freshman English and metal shop.
Metal shop? You mean with welding and riveting and banging?
Wear the safety goggles, you'll be fine.
Dr. Samuels, why can't the janitor teach metal shop?
No, I've got him down for modern dance.
Why?
Well, that's what he wanted. Please, let's not mess with the janitor's
Dr.
union.
Samuels,
What do you want?
I wanted to give you these.
Huh. Petitions from the faculty, huh? Well, here's what I think of your petitions, Comrade Moore.
Well, actually, those were your surveys and questionnaires.
What? You see what you made me do? I'm supposed to send these through the proper channels.
You just did.
Morning.
Morning,
sir.
Morning.
Mr. Moore, are you all caught up on your paperwork?
Yes, I am.
Are you sure you don't want our inseams or dental records?
No, thanks. But I would like you to settle down because I need to talk to all of you.
Oh, great. At least we have a couple days to review then.
Yeah, maybe if we really hit the books, we'll be able to catch up.
Yeah, let's go. So what are you going to teach us today, Mr. Moore?
Nothing.
What? Nothing. You said you finished all your paperwork.
Mr. Moore, come on. We have had enough of this strike stuff. We are here to learn.
Normally, I'd be ready to work with you, but the teachers' union took a vote last night, and until the school board is willing to return to the negotiating table, a work stoppage is in effect.
So does that mean you can't teach?
That's precisely what it means, yes.
Mr. Moore, this is unfair. You can't do this.
Yes, it is unfair. And yes, I can do it. So I'd suggest you find something constructive to do during the remainder of the period. Sorry.
Poached salmon with dill sauce. And you know what would be good with that? A nice lobster bisque. What do you think?
I think if I hear you say bisque or fondue or finely chopped nut meats one more time, I'm gonna use your tongue as a scouring pad.
You're just upset because you got a D on your gravy.
Hey, lay off my gravy. I told you those weren't lumps.
Oh, give it up, Dennis. There's no such thing as a gravy ball.
Oh, yeah.
Fellas, do you mind exchanging your recipes a little more quietly? Some people are trying to study.
Sorry.
Too bad some people aren't trying to teach.
Mr. Moore, don't you care about us at all?
Yes, I do. But when you believe in a cause, you sometimes have to make sacrifices.
Oh, great, so you're sacrificing us.
Yeah. It'd be nice if you could see that this strike issue is larger than how it affects you personally.
You're the one who's gonna get more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe. Perhaps even a living wage. That's so selfish of us.
Oh, just forget about it, Mr. Moore. I mean, we've got a test to study for. Maybe one of us should do your job.
Welcome to try. Might be interesting.
Okay, I'll teach. Everybody open your book to chapter 7, please. You too. Eric, you want to sit like a human being?
Wait a minute. Who said you could be the teacher?
Yeah, Dennis, who said you could teach?
Why shouldn't I be the teacher?
Well, for one thing, Dennis, it was my idea.
Yeah, but I got a higher grade point average than you do.
Well, now, let's not act like children. Let's decide this intelligently.
Fine.
Who wants Dennis to teach? And who wants me to teach? Well, fine. Does somebody else want to teach?
Matter of fact, Sarah, I am the captain of the IHP.
What's going on here? Rabble-rousing again, Mr. Moore? Next, you'll have them singing Woody Guthrie songs.
Dr. Samuels, you have to do something. If we don't get a real teacher in here, we're gonna die on that test.
Yeah.
You've got one. I'm going to teach you. I may even teach a little teaching while I'm at it.
The blackboard is all yours.
Just stand back and eat my chalk dust. All right. What were they studying?
The Crittenden Compromise of 1860.
Okay. Let's talk about Christopher Columbus.
Dr. Samuels, that sounds a little basic. This is going to be an advanced history test.
Don't worry. You know, Mr. Moore isn't the only person who can make history interesting. For instance, how many of you know Christopher Columbus was a bum? Huh? Well, he borrowed money from a woman to build his boats. He didn't know where he was going. When he got there, he didn't know where he was. And when he got home, he lied about where he'd been.
Dorfman!
What do you want?
You want to sign this petition? I don't agree with the negotiating committee. This work stoppage, how can I put it diplomatically, sucks mud.
Well, sure I'll sign. I couldn't agree with you more. This is great.
Charlie's a good man. It's just, he's never been in the service, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dorfman. If this petition works, we're gonna start a wildcat strike. Total walkout. Picket lines, baseball bats, slash tires, the works. Your name is gonna be on the hit list of every principal in New York City.
That's what I signed?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God.
Wow, Arvid, where'd you get that cake?
I made it for home ec. I call it Arvid's Chocolate Raspberry Relativity Tort. What do you think?
It's fabulous.
Yeah, that is an incredible likeness of Einstein.
Really? Thanks. It took me all night.
Oh, Dennis, where's your project?
Oh, I've got it. Beef rib tips bourguignon.
Wow. Well, how did you make that?
Oh, it's easy. Remove cover, pull tab.
Dennis, you'd better come up with something else, or Mrs. Rinkoff is going to make you wash dishes again.
She can't make me wash them if she can't find them.
What do you do with them? Oh, Dad! Oh!
That's it. It's over. We're finished. We don't have a prayer on the advanced placement history test.
And it's not our fault. Why should we be the ones who get hurt by this stupid strike?
I'll tell you why. Because their union is so greedy.
Exactly.
Mr. Moore, why don't the teachers just take their paychecks and stop ruining our lives?
Yeah.
You know, it's not as simple as that.
You know, Mr. Moore, nobody forced you to take this job.
That's right. With all the people out of work, you should be happy to even have a job.
Yeah. You know, I'm beginning to think that Alan was right all along about unions.
You mean it?
Yeah.
Would anyone like to hear my opinions on Roe versus Wade?
Okay, you want me to teach? I'll teach.
You're kidding. What will the union say about that?
Under these circumstances, I think it'll be okay. All right, I'd like each of you to remove one shoe.
Okay, Mr. Moore, but if this is for another survey, I can tell you right now, most of us have 2 feet.
I want you to look at the shoe. See if you can tell me how it is responsible for your well-being. Okay, 1794. Federal Society of Cordwainers is founded. Does anybody know what a cordwainer is?
A shoemaker.
Exactly. Now, in those days, at the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, entire industries were founded on child labor. Not just making shoes, but in coal mines, in textile mills, garment sweatshops. You could find 6-year-olds working for 10 cents a day. And often, 4-year-olds were used to clean and oil heavy machinery.
Well, how could anyone do that to a 4-year-old?
Yeah.
Simple. It's expedient. Small child fits very nicely into a large machine. But occasionally somebody loses a finger or a hand or even a life. But business is business. Business as usual. Now, in 1799, the cordwainers led the first strike in an attempt to change things. They were America's first labor union. And you know what they were arrested for?
What's that?
Criminal conspiracy to increase wages. Well, by the 20th century, things had changed considerably. At that point, management was using the militia or law enforcement to shoot striking workers, including children. So you see, if it weren't for this shoe and a lot of people who made very real sacrifices, most of you would probably be working in a sweatshop somewhere, minus a few fingers. And I hope you all do very well on your tests tomorrow.
What are we supposed to do with our shoes?
Maybe we can fit them in our mouths.
Okay, Mr. Moore. Maybe there were horror stories back then. But what does that have to do with the teacher strike today? I mean, it's not like you're trying to keep kids from being abused.
Yes, we are, in a way.
What kids?
Well, you and every kid in school. You deserve the best education that money can buy. Now, I know teachers who have been working for 10, 15 years. They're not making as much money as toll collectors in the Holland Tunnel. Now, what kind of people are going to be teaching you if things continue at that rate?
But you're a good teacher.
Thank you. But if I were to take a job in the real world, I could make a real living wage, maybe 2, 3 times what I make now. And I'll tell you, quite frankly, I don't know how much longer I can afford to remain a teacher.
Mr. Moore, was this petition for a wildcat strike your idea? Yes or no?
No.
Don't try to confuse the issue with your union rhetoric. You want to play rough? Fine. Class, welcome Mr. Grodnick. A bright, enthusiastic, hungry young scholar with a PhD in history who has agreed to replace Mr. Moore and help you in your hour of need.
You mean a scab?
It's business as usual, but not in my class.
Don't tell me whose class this is.
I think I can take it from here, Dr. Samuels. Now, class, I understand you were discussing the Crittenden Compromise of 1860.
I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah, I just don't feel right about it. It's like crossing a mental picket line.
Right.
And I sure don't want to be taught by some guy who'd cross a real one.
Yeah.
I don't either. I only want to be taught by the best.
Would you wait outside for a moment, Mr. Grodnick?
Still gonna get paid, aren't I?
Yeah. What's the matter with you kids? What about the test tomorrow?
Well, I guess we probably won't do as well as we might have.
Yeah. Maybe we'll score in the 94th percentile instead of the 98th. And maybe that'll hurt us a little down the road. But Dr. Samuels, lots of people have had to make sacrifices much, much greater than that.
Yeah. I mean, we may not like it, but it is important. And I'm willing to live with it.
Me too.
Hey, I was only trying to help you. This is your fault, Mr. Moore. Mr. Grodnick, Did you ever conduct an orchestra?
Very impressive.
Yeah. I guess by not teaching us anything, you actually taught us something.
That's right. Thanks. I'm glad.
I sure wish we could use it on that darn test tomorrow.
Mr. Moore, I still have one question.
Sure.
Can Dennis put his shoe back on now?
My cake! It's gone! How could a whole cake just disappear?
Not the whole cake, Arvid. Here's Einstein's hair. You see, I hate coconut. However, the rest was delicious.
You ate my project!
You deserved it. The only reason I even signed us up for a home ec class was to meet girls, but no, you had to get an A in baking and an A in sautéing, and you had to gloat when you julienned your beets. You deserved some humiliation.
Humiliation? You want me to show you humiliation?
You mean it, Charlie? They went back to the bargaining table?
Yeah, we got him by the throat. Way to go, men.
Yeah, I guess another day or so, and we can go back to being full-time zookeepers.
There.
Fine. Great news.
What?
She told me she likes you.
No.
Yes.
Me?
You.
Wow.
Go.
When?
Now.
Oh. Hi, Vicky.
Oh, hi, Eric.
Arvid. It's Arvid.
Oh. Right, sorry.
You know, I was reading Shirley MacLaine's latest book the other day. You know, those were beautiful scenes with the extraterrestrials.
Arvid, I don't believe in that stuff at all.
Are you kidding? Neither do I. I mean, like the so-called power of crystals. I mean, give me a break.
Oh, but I believe in crystals.
And when you get a break, the crystals heal it like magic. It's really it's amazing.
Can I be honest with you?
drop the nerd act. It's not working.
What?
I've heard all about you and your little conquests. Lori Applebaum, Rhonda Gielgud, Tammy. Oh, not to mention your Beach Bunny pen pal from California. You act nerdy and weird and charm yourself into unsuspecting girls' hearts. But fortunately, I've been warned about you.
Warned? About me?
You lady killer.
You set me up.
No.
Yes.
Me?
You.
So?
You're dead.
When?
Soon.
Good morning, Sarah. Good morning. Do you like this nail color on me?
Darlene, it's clear.
It is?
Okay, I see the new ring. Happy?
No, I'm not happy. I want you to be jealous, excited. I want to hear little shrieks of envy.
Okay.
Ah! Darlene, where'd you get that ring? Oh, my God! Gorgeous!
Everybody, guess what? Darlene got a new ring.
I'll call the Times.
Another one?
Does this happen often?
She's running out of fingers.
How many rings does she have?
Let me put it this way. If she were Jewish, she'd be Sammy Davis Jr.
Whoa, nice rock.
Thanks. It's Darlene's.
Yeah? Can I have a look? Oh, yeah. This is nice. Fire opal, Southern Australia. Gotta be 3 carats easy. And the band? Let's see, too heavy for white gold. Platinum?
Very good, Alex.
Yeah, I got an uncle in the jewelry business. Tony Torres's, 57th and 5th.
That's Tiffany's.
Yeah, he's in front, on the sidewalk.
Morning, everybody. What's new?
Darlene scored a new rock, Mr. Moore.
Pretty exciting stuff, huh?
Now, wait a minute. Last week, I remember you running around showing everybody a new pocket protector.
Yeah, Arvin.
Well, that's because it's personally monogrammed.
New ring, huh? Another one.
That's not just another ring, Mr. Moore. That one has sentimental value. It belonged to my grandmother.
Well, it's very nice. Tomorrow, I'll bring in my mood ring.
Okay, Darlene. You wore me down. Can I try it on? Well, please.
Of course, we learn from our mistakes. And now we choose our vice presidents much more carefully. Chapter 9 for tomorrow. See you then.
Come on, Darlene. I want to check out that new guy with the locker at the end of the hall. Oh, is he fine?
I think I saw him. He has a mustache, right?
No, that's a shadow from his nose. Here you go, Mr. Moore.
Unbelievable. You know, I haven't been getting my paychecks. Now, the Board of Education notifies me I'm dead.
So's Elvis, but he's still making money.
Okay, well, I'm going to see Dr. Samuels, have some of those famous last words.
Mr. Moore. Could I get used to this? Yes. Yes, I could.
Hi, TJ. What's up?
Oh, I'm not doing anything. I have every right to be here. I just came to drop off a message for Mr. Moore. Gotta go. See you. Bye.
TJ, you okay?
Listen, Sarah, can I have my grandmother's ring back now?
What? What are you talking about? I put it back on your desk. I thought you took it.
Oh, no. Hi, Alex.
Hi.
Where is it?
Where's what?
My grandmother's ring.
You left your ring in here?
Come on. You haven't seen it, have you, Alex?
No, I just came. No. I haven't seen it. Look, I gotta go. Oh.
I can't believe Alex would take your ring. He's just not like that.
I didn't say he took it. I said he was alone in the room when I went back to get it.
And the ring wasn't there.
And Alex was.
So that doesn't prove anything.
Well, obviously we know it wasn't one of us who took it, right?
I don't know that. Sorry, darling.
We gotta go.
Look, I don't care what his reasons were. That ring is important to me.
Darlene, a man is innocent until proven guilty. You can't go around accusing a guy of stealing without proof. Arvid and I will now break into his locker and get you the proof. Come on.
Well, Dennis!
Charlie, how did it happen? Was it a heart attack? A horrible boating accident?
No, I was deleted. It's really not funny, you know. I'm not getting my paychecks.
So what? Can't take it with you.
TJ, what did you do to your finger?
Oh, this? It's nothing. I just shut it in my locker.
I'll give the nurse a ring.
Oh, what? No, I'm okay.
Oh, this is working great. This is perfect. 21.
What do you guys think you're doing?
Just relax. Relax.
Oh, my heart is going crazy.
He's got arrhythmia. I gotta carry this thing with me at all times. Oh, God, he's fibrillating. Hang on.
Hey, I'm not buying it.
No?
No. So you want to tell me what's going on here?
I think I can explain, Alex.
Uh-huh. Oh. Well, thank you. Charlie, as far as I can make out, the man that's in charge of dead teachers who turn out to be alive is... Well, this is really quite serious. He died.
So you think I took your ring? Well, I guess that shouldn't surprise me. I know exactly what you were thinking. Oh, he's a Puerto Rican kid. He's been around. He's worked the streets. Oh, you can't trust those people.
No, it's not that we don't trust you. It's just that we don't,
Believe you.
Oh, I get it. It's easy to put the blame on me because I'm new. Well, I didn't take your ring, Darlene. And as for the both of you, I thought we were gonna be friends. I guess I was wrong.
Nice going, Darlene.
Darlene, can I try...
Excuse me, what's going on here?
Well, what happened was, I had
Moore,
this but what happened was...
Shut up. Mr. Moore, do you remember my grandmother's ring? Well, it's missing, and I have reason to believe that somebody stole it. Now, I don't want to say any more.
Hold it! When I find your ring, Darlene, rest assured that person will answer to me. And I don't mean just a few hours detention here. I'm talking expulsion. I believe you all have somewhere you have to be. Move it!
Hi, TJ. How's it finger?
Oh, this? It's much better.
Overnight?
Yeah, I soaked it.
In what?
You know, finger soak.
Morning, Alex.
Yeah, great.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay.
Look, why doesn't everybody just say what's on their minds? Get it out in the open, spit it out.
Something you want to talk about with me?
Nah.
Okay.
All right, yes, I like Darlene's ring, and yes, I was in the room when she came back, but that doesn't make me a thief, does it?
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it's not like I was the only person in the room. I mean, it could...
You're saying there was somebody else in the room.
I'm not saying anything, except this. I've never stolen a thing in my life, Mr. Moore. I mean, you can believe that or not, but it's true.
I believe it.
I mean, if the rest of the people want to believe that I'm a thief, well, let them. I know I'm not, and I know the truth.
And the truth is, you know who did take the ring.
Look, I'm not going to point a finger at anybody, unless I know for sure.
I mean, there's been enough of that going around. Don't you think we should be going in, Mr. Moore? I mean, you can't be late.
Oh, well, that's all right. You probably haven't heard I'm the late Charlie Moore.
Trial of Alex Torres. How am I doing?
Morning, everyone.
Morning. Mr. Moore, before we start class, may I say something?
Certainly.
Well, I'd just like to say that after thinking it over last night, I don't want to see anybody get into trouble over my ring. I'm not interested in seeing anyone punished or expelled. All I want is to have my ring back. And anyone who sees to it that it is returned, well, there'll be no questions asked, and we can put this whole unfortunate incident behind us. Thank you.
Thank you, Darlene. I'm sure that everybody hopes you'll get your ring back soon. I think that we're going to spend a little time this morning discussing the American system of jurisprudence.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Moore. You mean the radical idea that a person is presumed innocent until proven guilty?
Yeah.
Alex?
Hi, TJ.
I think it stinks what all the kids are saying about you.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, who do they think they are? Nobody's perfect, right?
Right.
Well, I just wanted to say that I know you're not the thief.
Thanks, TJ. I know you do. You were there.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Yeah, well, don't get the wrong idea here, because, see, all I was saying was I know you didn't rip off Darlene's ring. That's all I was saying.
I know, TJ. I heard you.
Yeah? Well, someone could get from your tone of voice that maybe you thought I knew something about the ring.
Now, why would I think that?
Yeah, why would you think that?
You got anything more to say to me?
No?
Catch you later.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, Mr. Moore, how long have you been standing there?
Is that what I think it is?
I didn't steal it, Mr. Moore. I saw it on the desk and I put it on to see what my hand would look like with a ring like that on it, but it got stuck and I couldn't get it off until last night. I tried soap, I tried butter, only one thing worked. Pulling and screaming.
Okay. There is one thing you haven't tried yet, and that's telling Darlene the truth.
I can't.
Look, TJ, I know sometimes it's hard to be honest.
Yeah. Well, when I was younger, I used to snatch things, like a comic book, a hairbrush, a TV. It was a crowd I used to hang around with. You know, peer pressure, it was so easy. It was like taking candy from a baby, which I also used to do. But now, Mr. Moore, I'm turning over a whole new leaf.
So why didn't you just tell the truth from the beginning?
Yeah, right, and Darlene and everybody would have believed me. I know they look down on me. They would love to believe I stole the ring. And if Dr. Samuels finds out, I'm out of here. And I've been working so hard to make the honors class.
Yeah, I know. Look, Darlene says she'll take the ring back, no questions asked. So I could give her the ring, but you...
Oh, Mr. Moore, you're the best. And I'll never forget this, and I'll never, ever, ever let you down again.
At last, the day of judgment has arrived. I want to hear about these cases you've chosen to illustrate miscarriages of justice. Simone?
I'm doing the Scottsboro boys. They served years in jail for a rape they never committed.
I'm taking the Mary Fagan case. This Jewish guy from Brooklyn was wrongly convicted of murdering this 13-year-old girl. He was pardoned, but then a lynch mob got to him.
That was also the case that led to the formation of the Anti-Defamation League, was it not? Okay, Vicky?
Linnell Jeter. He was sentenced to life for a $615 robbery that he didn't even commit. The charges were dropped recently, but the arrest is still on his record.
I'll be taking the case of Vice President Spiro T. Agnew, who was forced to resign when he was convicted of income tax evasion.
Spiro Agnew was never exonerated.
Not yet.
Which leads us to one of the most difficult questions. What do we, as a society, do to compensate someone who has been wrongfully convicted, or incarcerated, or even executed? Exactly. Which reminds me, Darlene, I think this belongs to you.
Mr. Moore, my ring, where'd you get it?
No questions asked.
You're right, Mr. Moore. What difference does it make anyway? The only thing that matters is that I've got my grandmother's ring back. Thank you.
I didn't take it.
Darlene, has nothing we've discussed here registered with you? I mean, the Scottsboro boys, Linnell Jeter, Randall Adams.
They didn't take my ring. He did.
Wait, I didn't tell you about my report. It's gonna be about me, Alex Torres, accused, tried, and convicted of stealing by the IHP. It's a good thing you guys don't have a rope.
TJ, I bet you have something to add to this, huh?
No.
I'll be right back. TJ, wait a minute. Do I have chump tattooed on my forehead? Does Alex?
No.
Then why is it you're letting him take the rap for you?
Mr. Moore, I'll thank Alex later and tell him I appreciate what he did. Will that satisfy you?
Well, we're not doing this just to satisfy me.
Okay. But I can't tell Darlene in front of the whole class. You gotta understand that.
Okay. Darlene, you want to step out here for a moment?
Mr. Moore, don't go. That girl has Lee press-on claws.
Yes?
Well, I think TJ has something she wants to say to you.
Are you gonna talk or play charades?
I'm the one who took your ring.
You?
Yes, but please believe me, I didn't mean to steal it. See, it was sitting on your desk and I put it on, well, and it got stuck. And anyway, I'm sorry.
Well, thank you for telling me the truth, TJ. I mean, I know it couldn't have been easy for you.
You're telling me.
And anyway, I can appreciate any girl envying a ring like this, especially one in your circumstances.
Darlene.
I imagine it's like going window shopping or going into a store and trying on expensive dresses, knowing all the time that you can't possibly buy one.
I think that's a gracious enough acceptance.
Do you mind, Mr. Moore? TJ and I are trying to have a heart-to-heart here.
Well, I just don't want to see anyone's heart ripped out.
Mr. Moore, I'm okay. Darlene, I know what you're trying to get at. And I know deep down inside you have a really good soul. I mean, way deep down.
Well, thank goodness that's all cleared up and over with.
Is it?
Well, yeah. I've got my ring back. I've accepted TJ's apology.
What about Alex?
Oh, Mr. Moore, Alex doesn't need to apologize for anything. Oh.
Yeah, shall we? TJ, where do you think you're going?
We're done here, aren't we?
What about Alex?
Mr. Moore, Alex doesn't need to apologize for anything.
Okay.
It's been brought to my attention that,
I think maybe a little louder.
It's been brought to my attention that maybe we all were...
We?
I was a little hasty in accusing Alex of taking my ring. It turns out it was TJ who found it and was afraid to return it. Isn't that funny? Anyway, now that everything's said and done, I think that I owe Alex a huge apology. And I wouldn't blame him if he didn't accept it. I just hope that you know that I'm sincere.
I'd like to say something to Alex, too.
Yeah?
You took the heat for me, and you didn't have to. And, well, thanks.
Sorry.
Sorry, Al.
Sorry.
Excuse me, folks. It's not going to be quite that easy. Now, for 2 days, you've been calling this man a thief. So now you're going to have to come up with a way to give him back his reputation.
Well, I could write a documentary.
Hey, it's okay. Apologies accepted. Everybody. And you know, Darlene, we could get over our differences a lot quicker if we, like, spend a little more time together. Like, maybe Friday night you and
Alex, I wouldn't push it.
Charlie, good news. The Board of Education has notified me you're alive.
Great! Unfortunately, they'll probably dock me for the day I was dead.
Well, it could be worse. Your 6-month maternity leave starts Tuesday.
Hey, Vicky, what's up?
Not one red cent.
What?
I've heard all about you, Mr. Mooch. You only talk nicely to people if you want to borrow money.
Now, wait a second. That is not true.
I was also told that you'd say that. You're a liar, you're insincere, and you're absolutely not to be trusted. Have a nice day.
Vicky, come on!
Hi, Dennis. Have a nice day.
I think it's great that you like a guy, TJ. Which one is it?
It's, I can't say.
Oh, come on, TJ.
Well, the really cute one.
Eric?
No, he's cute in an interesting sort of way.
Alex.
No, he's cute and interesting. He has weird hair, and he's someone who might actually go out with me.
Arvid?
No, it's Aristotle.
Oh, good, because I was down to either him or the skinhead with the snake tattoo.
How do I get him to notice me?
Oh, just go talk to him.
Well, what do I say?
Anything. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Aristotle!
Yes?
Where did you get a dumb name like Aristotle? What'd I say?
Hey. Hi. Okay, before we get started, I want to remind you that your essays are due before the end of the week.
Arvid, are you okay?
You all right, Arvid?
Arvid, are you all right?
What's the matter?
What? What?
You acting like somebody died or something.
Who died?
Someone in your family?
Your mom?
Your aunt.
Uncle.
Your grandma?
Arvid, who died?
My dog!
Wow.
Hey, Arvid, about your dog.
Poor Einstein.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to tell you, I'm really sorry about him dying, and oh, what am I saying? I'm not sorry. That dog hated me.
He did not. Einstein loved you.
No, he loved my leg.
Listen, Arvid, we're all sorry about most of us are sorry about your dog.
Thank you, Mr. Moore.
Somebody tell me the Republican campaign slogan for 1928.
A chicken in every pot and 2 cars in every garage.
That's right. Somewhat ironic by the 1930s, though, since in 1932, The reporter who actually coined the phrase was broke and begging for money to support his wife and 3 children.
That's terrible.
That was the Depression.
And here comes the inflation.
Excuse me, Mr. Moore. I hope I'm not disturbing anything important.
Oh, no, just a lesson I spent several hours preparing.
Yeah. As you know, tomorrow night is the first of 2 meets against Bronx Science. Needless to say, I want a clean sweep, so practice tonight is mandatory.
Okay, we'll be there.
Good. If we finish early, I will teach you the fine points of the Bronx cheer.
So, in the 1930s,
Excuse me, Charlie.
are you the last interruption, or is there a line behind you?
I'm sorry. Sarah, could I talk to you for a minute? Sure.
Uh-oh. Bad news, Bernadette strikes again.
Bad news, Bernadette? She looks like good news to me.
Yeah, well, whenever she calls a kid out of class, it's trouble.
For you, maybe, not for Sarah.
Yeah, what kind of trouble could Sarah be in?
Maybe Dr. Samuels has a new rule against perkiness.
Maybe she's the one who's been doing the happy face graffiti. So what'd she say?
Yeah, is everything all right?
You in trouble?
No, everything's fine.
Well, so what happened?
My grandmother died. Oh, I mean, that's not fine. Of course, it's terrible. Well, I really did care about her. It's just that, well, she'd been sick as a dog.
Oh, Einstein was sick as a dog, too. Of course, he is a dog. Or was. He's dead, you know.
Arvid, we do know. Go ahead, Sarah.
Well, Mr. Moore, there's really not much more to say. I mean, I hardly ever saw her except on holidays. And, you know, every once in a while, I'd go over, I'd take her for a walk. And
Oh, take her for a walk. Oh, that was my favorite part, except when Einstein would meet up with a cat and he started barking like...
Arvid, we're all sorry about your dog, but Sarah has just lost her grandmother.
You're right, Mr. Moore. First my dog and then her grandmother. They say they always go in threes. I wonder who's next.
You, if you don't quit whining about that dead mutt.
Dennis.
Oh, I'm sorry, Art. Don't cry.
So, how did it happen?
The poor thing was chasing a boxer down Fifth Avenue.
Arvid, we're talking about her grandmother.
Oh.
Sarah, if there is anything that we can do.
Oh, no, Mr. Moore, I'm fine, really.
Sarah, if it makes you feel any better, I'm a firm believer in reincarnation. I mean, right now, your grandmother could be anything. A flower, an aardvark, who knows, maybe even that fly.
Whoops. Now she's an aardvark again.
Would you people show a little sensitivity to Sarah's feelings?
Yeah, I met Sarah's grandmother. She was a really nice lady. I'm sorry, Sarah.
Oh, thanks, but it's okay, everybody. Look, I got through my mother's death when I was just a little kid, and believe me, this one will be no big deal. Oh, that sounds awful, doesn't it? I mean, I really am sorry that it happened. It's just that, really, you guys, I really didn't know her all that well.
I hope you're not doing the eulogy.
I think I can understand how Sarah feels. Now, what do we really know about our grandparents anyway? Every year, there's a couple of dollars stuck into a birthday card.
Yeah.
And they all have a tendency to leave hard candy on the coffee table.
Yeah, that's her.
But what do we really know about their lives? I mean, they are the best source of living history that we have. Listen, for tomorrow, I want you to investigate the lives of your grandparents during the Depression and be prepared to deliver an oral report tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Okay, see you then. Have a good day. Sarah. Listen, in view of the situation with your grandmother, you don't have to deliver your report tomorrow, okay?
Why?
Well, it seems like you don't really want to talk about her.
Look, Mr. Moore, I'm fine, really.
Mr. Moore, even though I, too, have suffered a loss, I'd be happy to do the assignment.
TJ, if you want to attract a man, you've got to dress more femininely.
You got a problem with what I'm wearing, lady?
Well, it's fine if you're planning a career in pest control. Here's what you do. You start with an Anne Klein silk blouse, maybe a cashmere sweater. Pringle makes a nice line. Liz Claiborne's doing some interesting things with pleated skirts this season. And you finish it off with a pair of Papagallo flats. By the way, who's the guy?
Aristotle.
What you're wearing will be fine.
Oh, hi, Sarah. I brought you this book I think will help you get through this difficult time. How to Turn a Personal Loss into Capital Gains.
I'm really touched, Alan, and so are you.
Sarah, are you sure there's nothing we can do to help?
I am fine, and I'd be a lot better off if everybody would just stop being so nice to me.
TJ, what the heck happened to you?
Hey, that looks funky fresh. What are you doing Saturday night?
Nothing.
Cool. Can I borrow one of those earrings?
Engen, why weren't you at practice last night?
Mr. Moore said it would be okay if I went home.
You told him he could skip practice.
May I speak to you? I think you should know that Arvid was in no condition to practice last night.
Huh?
There's been a death.
Someone close?
Yeah, you could say that.
Well, why didn't you tell me so? Stand aside, Mr. Moore. This takes training and sensitivity. Engen, get over here. You know, I almost went into psychiatry.
I could recommend several doctors.
Son, I understand you lost someone close. Known him a long time?
We were potty trained together.
Must have been very hard on the family.
Actually, it was hardest on me. My mother was really sick of him chewing the furniture, and Dad was really tired of him sniffing our guests.
Kind of friend we talking about here?
My dog.
You mean to tell me you missed practice over some mangy mongrel?
Nice technique, Dr. Samuels. Took my therapist about 3 months to get me to cry.
Great. Sarah's going to her grandmother's funeral. My star player's a basket case. We've lost.
Oh, don't worry, Dr. Samuels. I'm not going to the funeral.
What? That's the school spirit. Yo, team. Carry on.
You're not going to your own grandmother's funeral?
Well, I don't think I should miss the academic meet.
Wow, that's cold. No, Sarah, you let us worry about the meet. You should go to the funeral.
No, I don't believe in funerals.
Sarah, it's your grandmother.
Okay, you're right. My grandmother died, and I'm not going to the funeral, and I'm not crying, and I'm a horrible person. Now, can we please get on with the class?
Dennis, good news. I think I'm finally over my grief.
A little late. We already lost the academic meet.
I know, I just couldn't stop thinking about my dog.
Yeah, tell me about it. The sequel to Tom Sawyer's Huckleberry Finn, not Huckleberry Hound.
Dennis, I'll make up for tomorrow night at the rematch. But I think I have the whole thing under control. Einstein may be dead, but that doesn't mean I can't be near him. I've got his ashes.
You know, I think you may have something here, Arv. Add a little hot water. Cup-o-dog.
Stay.
So, the idea of teaching entrepreneurship really sounds interesting, and I think we should discuss it further at a faculty meeting, Ms. Beard.
Mr. Moore, I just want to tell you that I'm sorry about my outburst on Friday.
It's okay.
It's natural that you have a lot of emotions now, Sarah. It's good that you express them. You know, probably makes you feel better.
Well, actually, it made me feel even worse. My father came back from the funeral and he brought me this. My grandmother wanted me to have this locket. It means that she was thinking about me while she was dying, and I didn't do anything. I didn't go to see her, and I couldn't go to her funeral.
You couldn't?
Okay, I wouldn't. I told you, Mr. Moore, I don't believe in funerals.
You really do look like your grandmother.
I know. It's like looking in a mirror. You know, I remember her telling me once when I was a little girl that I'd grow up to look just like her.
Well, I bet you have a lot more in common besides looks. I think you should talk to your father. You know, he probably has a lot of stories about her.
What's the point, Mr. Moore? It's too late.
It's not too late to sort out your feelings.
And what's really interesting about my grandpa is he's a vegetarian just like me. And today he's still alive, spry, and he has all his faculties.
How old is he?
57.
It's amazing. Well, I suppose we can all see.
Okay, huddle up, team. Tonight's our rematch with Bronx Science. Now, last week they kicked our cans, but they had the home court advantage.
Right.
This time they're going to be on our floor. In front of our crowd. With our referee. If you get my drift. Arvid, you are over this dog thing, aren't you?
Yes, Dr. Samuels, I am.
What's in there?
My dog.
Oh, Mr. Moore, I'm sorry I'm late.
I hope that's not a grandmother.
Mr. Moore? Mr. Moore, you were right. I found out about my grandmother. I'm ready to do my report now.
Good. Let's go.
This was my grandmother, Clara Nevins. She turned out to be a lot more than just a little old lady. I found out that she lost her first baby. Back then, the infant mortality rate in Harlem was much higher than in any place else in the city. So my grandmother, she decided to devote her life to improving medical care for babies. So she worked 3 jobs, and she put herself through medical school. Then, in 1937, she became pregnant again, and this time she had proper medical attention, and she gave birth to a healthy baby boy, my father. And, you know, as my father was talking, Mr. Moore, I remembered how when I would get sick, my father, he'd call my grandmother, and she'd come over, and she'd take care of me, and she could answer all my questions. In a lot of ways, I owe my dreams of becoming a doctor to my grandmother.
It's very nice. You, feel better?
Well, Mr. Moore, I feel even worse now because I know what a wonderful person she was. It's too late. I'll never see her again.
There's always channeling.
Save it, Vicky.
Maybe I should have gone to the funeral.
Sarah, it's okay. I mean, I never understood the point of funerals anyway, you know?
You know, a lot of people feel like Alex does. I mean, there are people who do not want a funeral after they die. But funerals are not for the dead, they're for the living. Every culture has its own burial rituals, from the pyramids of Egypt to Viking funeral pyres to Irish wakes. It's a way of saying goodbye.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Moore. We'll have a funeral for Einstein.
Oh, no, come on,
No, really. I'll rent a chapel, get a minister, an organist.
Oh, let's just get a dustbuster and get it over with quick.
Seriously, we could do it right here after school, you know, before the academic meeting.
Thanks, Mr. Moore. That's great. See you later, Mr. Moore. Hey, it'll be nice.
Oh, come on, Mr. Moore. We're not really gonna have a dog funeral, are we?
Well, look, Arvid is obviously having trouble getting over this. So maybe a funeral would help. If nothing else, it gives you a chance to show him that you do really care about him.
Thank you for coming.
I bet this would look pretty weird to an outside observer.
This looks pretty weird to an inside observer.
Thank you for coming, Dennis.
This is for you, not the deceased.
Looks very nice, Arvid.
Thanks, Mr. Murray. No, I wanted it to be solemn, but not somber.
Well, we're all gathered here to mourn the loss and celebrate the life of Einstein Ingen. For 14 years, Arvid's good friend and companion. Why don't you take over from here, Arvid?
Yes, right. Before I begin my eulogy, I'd like to begin by showing a few slides to commemorate Einstein. First.
When I was a lad, an old chap was a bud.
This is Einstein chewing his very first pocket protector. This is Einstein with Dennis. This is Einstein with my grandparents. We used to take him with us whenever we would visit. This is Einstein on the beach. The other, Einstein in the bathtub. This is playing Frisbee together. I never could catch it in my mouth like he did. Kept bouncing off my retainer. This is the two of us together just last month. I know that to a lot of you, Einstein was just a dog, but he was a lot more than that to me. He was a living soul who brought happiness to everyone he touched. We shared a lot together. I wish I could have had more time with him.
Arvid, that was really beautiful.
It's very good, Arvid. Very nice. Dennis, you want to get the lights? It was very nice. So, would anyone else like to say anything? Sarah?
Well, Arvid, I'm really sorry about Einstein.
Thank you, Sarah.
The last funeral that I went to was for my mother, and I was just a little girl. And I promised myself that I'd never go through that again because it hurt too much. And I guess that's why I didn't go to my grandmother's. Arvid, I know that this was for your dog, but to tell you the truth, the whole time I was thinking about her. Arvid, I feel like I have been to her funeral now. I know, it's weird, huh? To pay your last respects for somebody at a service for a terrier. If my grandma's watching, I wonder what she thinks.
Well, chances are your grandmother was a very wise woman, and she saw a lot. I'm sure she'd see the humor in this.
You're right. It's funny, isn't it? It's very funny.
It is.
Arvid, we can't bring Einstein back, and we all know how you feel. So we wanted you to have this.
Oh, thanks, Dennis. Oh, thanks, everybody. Oh, you're so cute. Yes, you are.
You know, if you don't want to go out with me. Why don't you just say so instead of leading me on?
TJ, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, go ahead. Play with my emotions.
What are you saying? You want to go out with me or something?
You know, you're really pushing it, buddy.
Why don't you just drop a few hints?
Hints? I tried to strike up a conversation with you. I pranced around in a really killer outfit for you. I played harder to get than Rubik's Cube. I've been in your face for the last week.
Then why didn't you just ask me out?
I'm shy.